Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I have a little bit different video for you. I just got some new dies. These are, this one in particular is from In Love Arts. And I wanted to, because sometimes you get dies like this from either a company like In Love Arts or from Amazon or something like that. And they come in these packages without really any packaging. So there's no picture on here to show you what the die is or anything else. And they're just kind of, they're stuck together. And I wanted to show you what I do as soon as I get these, because I think hopefully it will help you make use of these kinds of dies. So start by taking it out of the packaging. And as you can see, it's just a clear cellophane wrapper. And it is a cute little package with this little fox or something on it, but from Coco Rosa. But it doesn't tell you anything about what the die is. So what I do is when I order them, I print off on my printer here at home. I print off the little thumbnail of, or the catalog picture of what is the die. And then I write down, this is In Love Arts, it's bird with egg basket. And then the first thing that I do is I take the die set, and you can see these are all stuck together. I'm not even going to take them apart for now. I cut it out of just white cardstock, especially with layering dies or dies where there's a lot of pieces where you're not quite sure what to do with them. Because I found if you cut them all out of white cardstock, then it's easier to tell what, when you cut it out for what you're going to use it for, it's easier to know what you want to cut out of what color. So let me punch all these things out and get this out of the die. So there's my basket, my bird, and I got some eggs, some Easter eggs. It's obviously an Easter die. And if you just look at this, you're kind of like, I don't really know what that is. But if you have the picture, it's easy to put together. And you can see this is the bow that goes on the top of the basket, like this, that the bird is hanging on to as it's flying. And I threw its beak away. I will have to cut another one of those. But see, that's why I cut it out first of white, because then I can tell what I've got missing or not. Okay? So you can put this together, and then you can see exactly what the die is going to look like. And honestly, I could put it just like that and not know. And I don't color it. I don't do anything other than put it together, and then I save it with the packaging or with the die so that the next time I go to use it, I know what the die looks like and which pieces need to get cut out of what color. So I'll put my bow on. And put my ribbon onto my bird. And then all my Easter eggs are going to go inside my basket. And this one's pretty easy to put together. It's, there's not a whole lot of pieces, but I'll show you. I got some other dies from the same company. And like this one, which has these animal cupcakes, and it's got all these little cupcakes with animals in them. And that one took me several minutes to actually figure out where all of the little pieces went by looking at the picture and then looking at because they're just tiny little pieces. So I find this to be super helpful. And then And then you can leave the dies all in one piece if you want, but I usually take them apart. And I've seen a lot of people ask how you do this. And so I bought a pair of these little like snips or wire cutters or whatever. And I think they came from the dollar store, but you can kind of just break them apart with your fingers, but then they've got all these little rough, sharp edges on them. So use the little wire snips to just cut the little edges off. And then I store mine on a magnetic sheet. And if you have a die set that has packaging, turn that around, then you don't have to cut out the picture because there's a picture on the package. And I cut the front of the packaging, or, at least the part that shows you what the die set is. And I will cut that out and put it in here instead of the little printed picture. And then I bought these little 5x7 clear envelopes on Amazon. And I just put that die set with the picture in the front, and then I put the white die cut that I made in the back. And then the next time I go to cut that out, I know exactly how that die set goes together, what it's supposed to look like. So anyway, that's the way that I store my dies, and that's what I do as soon as I get a new die set that comes, especially for those that come just, without any packaging that show you what they are. So I don't know if that's interesting or not, but hopefully that helps someone. Thanks for watching.